Hi, welcome back to Shankar's channel. And just in my last video, I talked about how to create a DB instance RDS through Terraform. And as promised, I am now back with how to connect DB. And it will be a short video, not very long. Do not waste much of your time, but you can see how we can connect the existing database. Before I do that, I would like you to know the 1B provision was not publicly accessible. This is the same DB that we provision, but I manually made it enable because I'm using personal environment. It is not recommended at all in the in your enterprise level. It should not be publicly accessible. It should be accessible either from E0 machine or from the restricted machines. So this DB instance we would be connecting through software called PgAdmin. You can also use command line if you have PSQL installed. If not, you can come here and download the PgAdmin. And like I said, this doesn't have the publicly accessible. This is set as no. There is no public accessibility on this existing code. So you can make the utilization in your private environment as well. But for now, we are focusing on how to connect it. So first, we'll have to make it publicly accessible if you're using the personal environment just to learn. I again reiterate that this should not be enabled if you are using the private or the enterprise level, right? In an organization, this should be restricted. But here, just to show you the demo, how to connect, I have made it manually publicly accessible. How to do it is to modify here, and then in your advanced settings, just a second, in your additional, I'm sorry, in the connectivity, in the additional configuration, you should make it not publicly accessible or publicly accessible based on the requirement. And now I need few information before I connect. I first need this software to be installed, so you can have the exe downloaded here. And I'll this link is there in the description of this video, so you can take a look and refer to that. If you have Windows, you can download it from here only. If you have Linux, then you can go back and look for the Linux version. All right, so this is the security group that is attached to your TB. Let me show you here. Security group, default security group, both are same, so redundant it is. What you can do, one is for inbound and one is for outbound. So the inbound one should be, if I open it in the next tab, it should be enabled with your IP. So 55432 should be enabled to listen from machine. So currently the source is uh, the internet. I could have made it like my IP, but I'm not using my IP. I just made it accessibility publicly. So I kept it like this. You can, but you can try it with your own IP. So if you like to whitelist for your own IP, make sure you don't consider the private IP. If you're using personal environment, you consider, go here and say what's my ip.com, what's my ip.com, and whatever IP you get, just whitelist that IP only. Okay, so this is the IP, your IP address. We close this. Or I can say this is in the different format, but I can say my IP. So this is my IP. I can do /32 and whitelist in the security group, right? You can do that. And one more thing to add here. Once the PgAdmin install, it should look like this. And once you see that screen, you just right click here, register the server. Let's see. In the general configuration, as the name says, name should be anything like db demo. Connection, in the connection we need host name address. Host name is nothing but the endpoint. Let's go back to the database. So this is the endpoint. In the very first tab, connectivity and security, you get the endpoint, and the port is 5432. So this is what we are going to put here. 5432 is already there. Maintenance database, you can find it in the configuration itself. So DB is the app DB. I can come here again, the app DB, and now I go here. Master user is the username and password. So this username and password is from the secret manager. Password was um, for RDS. Okay. All right. Now parameters. I'll say we don't have any SSL for now, so I'll keep it closed. Connection timeout. I'll remove this because I want it to take time if it likes to connect. So I'll save here. Here we go. So it is connected now. If you see, I have the DB demo here. Under the database, I have that app DB which we created. And if I go here, I click and do the query tool. I can now run some sample queries. I already have the sample queries listed out. Trust me, I don't have the knowledge on the DB part, but I have extract it from somewhere, and now I'd like to show how you can run these. You come here, it's creating two tables. One is for courses, one is for student, and it's it's neutralized using the primary key as the ID here, and the course name, instructor, and for every other table it depends, right? For the students, it name is that name is should be of the character under 100, and age should be in the integer. Likewise, we have the course name, instructor here for the second table. So if I do this and execute the script, let's see what it says. It says query returned successfully in second. That means it's created the tables, right? And now in query history, so it created a table. If I go in the query history and see, it has the same logs. And the second query I have is the insert data. What I'll say, I'll insert the data into students and the courses like this, and come here. This is not mandatory for you to learn if you're not a DB guy. So it has also run successfully. Now I would like to show you how you can select this data. So I am now going to select the data from students. What do I need to select? If students are older than 20, it would be called with this query, with the help of this query, and a student with the grade 8 will be called with this query. So first I'll say let's select all the students. I'll select all the students. Okay, run. I have got three users listed here, right? Alice 20. These are the three users. Now I say whosoever is greater than 20, I should get that user only. So let's say just run this query, and so Bob was the only user who was 22 years old, and that's how we are getting this query. And now I want someone for with the grade A. Let's run this query as well. So we have two users who are on or above grade A. Let's say I would like to update the grade for Bob as well, right? Now I hit this, execute it. Bob has got A. Now if I go back to the same query, previous query, select data, and run the last query, now I should get three users. See, because Bob, we updated the grade for Bob as A again. Update we already done. Now let's delete the ID with 3. So whosoever had the ID 3 would be deleted for sure, right? So let's see which user has got the ID 3, and it would be deleted here. Deleted. Great. Now I'll run select data all students. Let's see who had the ID 3. Okay, Alice and Bob we have now. The third user has already been deleted. So that's how you can play around with the queries, and customize it according to your needs. So that's how you connect through the to the RDS you recently launched. And if you like to make it secure, then make sure you keep this username and password in the secret manager like we did here, right? And make sure when you run anything like RDS, you should not be publicly accessible if you are a enterprise level. So we made it publicly accessible as yes because I wanted to show you how you can connect it from my local machine. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the video. Try to do it in your own environment. Bye bye.